Hey guys, it is Friday here in West Virginia, so it is time for us to do our Free It Friday, and we've got a couple of rare pieces to crack open for you guys. One is a chase piece, which is kind of a rarity on my show anymore because I don't really collect them, but occasionally we'll get a super treasure hunt or something like that that looks like a real car, and I find it in the wild or I find it for a good price. This is one I found for a good price. And then we also, excuse me, we have an error, which it's not like the typical company that you find errors with. It's from Greenlight. They do make them. I've had a couple of green machines that were wheel errors. I've seen other people that had wheel error cars where they had different wheels in the front than the rear or something like that. I've even seen them missing a wheel, but that's rare to find that. Not so rare with M2. M2, they have a quality control issue sometimes, but Greenlight, their quality control is fair, but still some crap gets out of the factory more than it should. But the errors and such you don't see so often. This one is only a package error, but it's still cool at that. It's not one that I'm leaving in the package either. I've already cracked the seal, but believe it or not, it was really labeled like this: 1970 Chevrolet C10. And as you guys can see, this is the 1978 Plymouth Trail Duster, and this is either the first or second Trail Duster released. This is from their Series 5 County Roads, and it is yeah, it doesn't say like how Auto World does if it's a new casting, but as you can see, this Series 5 had a 70 Chevy C10, a 70 Ford Mustang, a 71 Challenger, and a 78 Plymouth Trail Duster, which is this guy, and a 91 Ford Mustang GT, and an '06 Ford Crown Vic Greenfield, Indiana Fire Department. And it shows you where to find Greenlight collectibles online. They're under the Hood Club, and this is from 2011. This is before they got on social media and stuff. I think this is like back when I was like writing stuff in their forums and suggesting that they make Christine. They said, oh, we don't have a big enough demand. Now they make all kinds of different versions of Christine and the 58 Plymouth. So things change over a decade and a half. Actually, just probably a decade, because Christine from Greenlight came out probably in like 21, 22, something like that. But anyways, yeah, this has got to be the first one or the second one. I'm not sure about the gray version. There's a charcoal gray one that says Plymouth in white letters on the quarter panel, and it has red and blue stripes, and it's topless. That one, I don't know if it was the first or this was the first. One of those two were the first, because there were only, I believe, 5 variants of the Trail Duster. The Trail Duster is rare compared to the Ram Charger. But anyways, yeah, I found this one at a pretty good price, considering that it was an error. But the guy did not really hype up the error part. He mentioned it, but didn't really put it in the headline or anything. So a lot of people overlooked it. I overlooked it until I bought it, put it in my cart, and bought the thing. I said, huh, that's weird. It's a 70 Chevy. It's a 77 or 78 Trail Duster. And anyways, yeah, the price was only $15. The shipping was a little bit crazy. It was $9 for shipping. That was one of the reasons that I almost did not buy it, and actually had debated on it for probably a month before I actually pulled the trigger and bought the thing, because it was up for sale for a while. I think if he would have hyped the error part and pointed it out, more people would have been interested, and it would have probably sold even with that ridiculous shipping price. But yeah, I found another one that was on there that was loose, and it said it was mint, but he wanted $20 with $4 shipping, and then this one was $15 with $9 shipping, so they both ended up being the same price, and this one was new in the package, so I figured I would go ahead and chance it. Usually I prefer loose on the old stuff, because sometimes you'll get things with paint rash and things depending on how it was stored, but this one luckily came out pretty nice. There's a little scuff on the roof. I don't know if you can, there it is, right there in the middle, a little scratch. much. But that's the only flaw that I've seen on this thing. Besides that, it's nice. I have all of the trail dusters now except for that gray one I was mentioning. That one I'm going to try to pick up here in the next couple of weeks. That way I have all of the trail dusters, and I'm still missing a few of the Ram Chargers, but there's actually a couple of them that I don't care if I get or not. But there are a couple that I still want. The majority of the ones I don't want are topless. So that's the one thing I don't understand. Why they never just gave us a top with all of them. Just didn't make sense. Because you could see, like, this one's topless, but it has the roll cage. I was thinking maybe because of the cost factor between the top and the cage or something. But a lot of the ones that have the roofs have the cage, and I don't think not every of the topless ones have a cage in it, but I'm not sure. The only other ones I have that had topless or were topless were the yellow and white two-tone Ram Charger, and there was the red and black, I think it was a Macho Ram Charger. But anyways, they didn't have roofs, but I got extra of the green, the lime green one that you can still pick up for like $6, and it has like the white top that is kind of universal with a lot of colors, so you can throw it on any of them. So I bought some extras to get the tops and use them on the topless ones. But yeah, right now I think there's like 3 vehicles or 3 SUVs that are Mopars that I want, 3 or 4 of them, between Trail Dusters, Ram Chargers, and Durangos. But as you can see, these things are nicely done. I'm hoping M2 does one. I know I criticize M2's quality control, but M2 does make some really badass trucks. They really do. Even though, like, their beds on their regular trucks are like raised floor, wide wheel tubs on all variants, but still yet I can overlook that because their trucks are usually done up pretty nice. So I'm hoping they do the same thing they did with Chevy. Eventually we're going to get a Ram Charger and Trail Duster from them. They're going to mod that casting of their 72 to 79 truck and start cranking out some like 77 to 79 Ram Chargers and Trail Dusters. But the Greenlight ones will do for now. I just wish Greenlight would release more. It took them a few years to finally release another Trail Duster just recently in the Hobby Shop series. But yeah, so pretty cool truck. It does have an opening hood too, if we can get it open. Removable roof. And it has an opening hood, but it's a little bit hard to get open, so we're just going to leave it closed. It's nothing to look at spectacular anyways. It's just a bone stock like 360 or something. So the next one we have to unbox for you guys is an Ultra Red Polara. I've been looking for one of these at a decent price, and I finally found one. I want to find one of the Max Wedge cars, preferably one with black steel rims and dog dish caps, with the Ultra Red paint. I'm not sure how the Max Wedge versions were done. There's one that's an Ultra Raw on eBay for sale for $475, which I guess would be good because it's only 1 of 10, and it is a really cool, desirable casting, and it was modeled after the black one. I think that's what's on the card, the black one, and it's the Raw version. I just want to find the Ultra Red one. But this guy, when I found it, it was one that was being auctioned off, and I got it for I think like $12.50. It was a pretty good price with like $6 shipping, but I didn't notice in the picture it did have this vein on it, but the guy said new in the package, new, condition new, and they didn't specify anything about damage, so I didn't really zoom in on the pics. I just looked at the pics and the card looked good, but when you zoom in you can barely see the vein. I should have looked closer, but I still would have probably bid on it. And then when I got it, he put it in a cheaper box to ship it, and when I got it, the one side of the box was smashed and the blister was all cracked and stuff. Luckily, the car wasn't hurt, and luckily I opened stuff, but still, the way it was presented was a mint car new, I should say new car on new card, and nothing about any damage. But anyways, we're going to crack it open right now. Well, actually, I already cracked it open to make sure that the car wasn't damaged when I got it, because the ballista was already kind of coming loose on the one side from the way it was smashed and cracked. So here it is. It's a beautiful car. These are the kind of chases that I like, that look stock, with maybe like a stock car with like a candy red paint job. I know 63 Polara probably didn't have a paint job anywhere near like this. They had those ones that were like cherry red, but like the Max Wedge car we have, but not this candy ultra red, which is really cool. This one really looked really neat with a with a white interior, but they just did the ultra red paint on this one, and that was it, just one thing. Now they do it in pairs, like ultra red paint, white base, or ultra red paint with white interior or white tires, something like that. Sometimes they'll even do three, like my Kingswood Estate wagon I got and I wheel swapped was ultra red paint, red tires, red interior, and white wheels. It had 4 actually. So yeah, it was pretty cool. But anyways, yeah, love this car. Looks fantastic in this red. And it doesn't have anything CK 727. 727 is the trans, like that's what they called them. And then these were push buttons. If they were automatics, they had the push button on the dash, which was kind of cool. And these hubcaps were very popular with customizers back in the 60s. The Mopar spinner caps, I guess is what they called them, but they would look really good. This is a really sweet car. Love the old B-bodies. But that's what we had for you guys today. These two here. Once this one's out of the package, it's not so rare, but they are getting harder to find nowadays. I will say that. Not as hard as the blue one that I showed you guys the other week, but it's getting close. The black and red one's getting pretty hard to find. And then the ultra red Polaras don't pop up every day either. So guys, thanks for watching. I don't think we'll be back over the weekend. I don't have anything in store yet. Some stuff is on the way. We'll probably be back on Monday for our Mopar Monday. But if something does happen to pop up over the weekend, I'll be sure to make a video on it. So be sure to put on your notification bell so you know whenever we do launch a new video, and please give us a thumbs up. It helps us move up in the algorithm so more people can find us and help our channel grow. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a great weekend.